Mastering Money for Writers, How to Budget When Your Income is Inconsistent, Part 4. Welcome back. If you landed on this page and don't know much about this blog series, I recommend starting from the introduction or at least part 1 before continuing, because by now you should have the following figures: your monthly income or your lowest monthly income, your total critical monthly expenses, your total discretionary monthly expenses. Now get your spreadsheet ready if you're a plotter, or a pen and paper if you're a pantser, so we can analyze what we've got and learn some new terminology. Chapter 4, Understanding Cash Flow and Paying Yourself a Salary. First, put the figures we've worked out into your spreadsheet or as a list on your sheet of paper. Here is an example below. So on my blog itself, you'll see a little table that basically has these figures. Your lowest monthly income, for instance, 3,000. Your total critical monthly expenses, say 2,000. Your total discretionary monthly expenses, say 800. And cash flow, which is your lowest monthly income minus your total critical monthly expenses minus your total discretionary monthly expenses, say that's 200. In business, the term cash flow refers to the net amount of cash and cash equivalents being transferred into and out of a business, which is a quote from Investopedia. What does this really mean and why is it important? In simple terms, imagine all the money a business was making was less than the total of all its expenses. This is what we call negative cash flow. You don't need a PhD in maths to understand that this is an unprofitable venture. On the flip side, imagine all the income or the money a business was making was more than the total of its expenses. This is what we call positive cash flow. This is, of course, an example of a profitable business. I'm not going to get into complexities like tax saving strategies, why people would buy an unprofitable business, etc. The key principle I want to get across is this. When you are a writer, especially if you have the aspiration to do writing full time, you need to start seeing your writing as a business venture and understand principles like cash flow. Looking at your calculations above, you now have the big picture. Do you have positive cash flow or negative cash flow? If you have negative cash flow, let's consider this diagram. So on my blog, it's a diagram of a scale where you've got your income on one side and your expenses on the other side. It's logical that you either need to reduce your expenses or increase your income to bring your cash flow into the positive or to at least break even. If increasing your income is out of your control right now, you can control reducing your discretionary expenses. But this is temporary, remember? So don't lose heart. Now that you understand cash flow, let's discuss your next step. Pay yourself a monthly salary that's comprised of your critical monthly expenses plus your total discretionary monthly expenses. When I first heard about this concept of paying yourself a salary, I just loved it. Again, it brings back that discussion we had in the beginning about the power of words. What does it actually mean to pay yourself first? It's just another way to think about working within a budget. We know how much we need to survive, plus how much we need to still have some fun. These two figures added together can be seen as the budget we are restricted to the next month, or the salary we pay ourselves to cover the upcoming expenses. Tomato, as they say, but one outlook may feel suffocating while the other empowering. Thus why I like the latter. As for how do we pay ourselves exactly, I like to have different bank accounts for different purposes. If you saw the number of bank accounts I have, you'd probably have a heart attack, but you don't have to go nuts like me. Keep this salary in your main transaction account. We'll talk about what to do with the rest soon. If you're a plotter and you like even more control, you may want to have separate accounts for the critical expenses compared to the discretionary expenses. By the way, I don't know if you're noticing the theme that a big part of mastering money is mindset. In fact, Tony Robbins purposely titled one of his books Money Master the Game, because what he's learnt from working with and studying multimillionaires and billionaires is they see money as a game. Although a game involves wins and losses, we don't stress over if we lose one day because there'll always be next time. Moreover, the enjoyable part is the journey, discovering the hacks to overcome the hurdles. Imagine a game that had no obstacles that you just cruise through. Where's the fun in that? Finally, just like in a game you might play, in the game of money, you just need to discover the edge to win. What you've been learning through this blog series is the edge to tip the scales in your favor. So my challenge to you until next week is start seeing this as a game that you can and will master. Thank you. But yeah, that's the end. What did you think, Bradley? You're permanently smiling. Cool. But yeah, until next week, I hope you enjoy that. To read the post, you should see the link below my video. Also, you can visit my website, which should be on the screen. And besides that, yes, share the post, share the videos if you found it beneficial. Thank you.